you said, there's a lot happening where it's not just focused only on yoga. There are a lot of other things also. What's in the pipeline for Zen?
So like I was saying, every year I get like an upskill. That kind of keeps me going as well. To learn new things, to incorporate these new things with my clients. They also get excited. I've seen that. Like recently, I did a bodywork session, a bodywork course, and I came back, and they were all so excited. Like even the day before I could start taking class, they're messaging, "Are you back? Like, shall we do a session?" And they want to know what I've learned. So that kind of keeps me going as well. And so along with that, I've done body work, I've done breath work, sound healing was one of it. There is so many forms of breath work, so many forms of ways to correcting the body alignment, body posture alignment, and guided meditation with sound healing, without sound healing. I play with it all. So it helps my clients also understand their body better. So there are days that probably I don't feel like doing it, but they are not feeling like us. Then I probably do some body work on them. So they are moving, but at the same time, I'm moving their body for them. So when it comes to me doing the body work also, it's like a vinyasa session for me, because I'm moving their body, but I'm also moving my body in certain postures, and that is helping me as well. So, and at the same time, I also break into a sweat. So I know that even I'm doing something for my body, this is doing something for my body for sure. So yeah, so that is something that I've always been wanting. On the other hand, I'm planning to collaborate with a lot of people who are teaching other things as well, other than the things that I have. So see how my work is going to be beneficial or come in collaboration with the other person. So like in Jan, I'm collaborating with a person named Avira.
Okay.
He's really young, very, very, very athletic. He has taught me as well a couple of classes, and he's very rigid in his ways, but at the same time he can be very soft with his lines. So I've seen both the sides of it, and I see him really push into his clients as well. So and he's a calisthenics coach, so he comes in line with my body alignment. So that helps with me as well. So I'm not in that stage as of now to teach a handstand or teach all the things that he is teaching. So it helps when he comes in for this, because I can go up to like say a headstand. But then when it comes to standing on the hands, I feel like somebody who can do it, and then only the trust will develop, right? To do it as well. So that's when I thought, okay, this collaboration would actually do me good as well. And I'm going to be doing some sound healing, some breath work, and also some postural alignment in that session, some guided meditation. And he's going to be doing a few body alignment with teaching you how to stand on your hands and different kinds of standing on the hands. But yeah.
When we like train for something, right, we always have some sort of person to look up to. So let's say for me as a dentist, when I was doing my course, it's a certain dentist that, we sort of try to keep a image of that, like, okay, fine, we have to become something. So I'm sure you've reached that stage where people are looking up to you and sort of trying to, emulate like how she has grown from scratch to this level. For someone who's wanting to become like an instructor, like what sort of tips or guidance would you give it to them?
So I would say you need to practice it. And once you have gone a year into practicing every day, trying to even on the hardest days like today when it was raining and so like you just don't want to get out of bed. But those are the hardest days when you actually make it on your mat and either break a sweat or not, but you've made it on your mat to you're moving on your mat. So that be done on a very consistent manner, at least for a year, and then go ahead with your 200-hour teacher training. Then post that, get some hours as to teaching other people, a group class or even one-to-one. Start with one-to-one, then extend it to like 3 or 5 people, depending on how much you. And then post that if you've done, say, about a year or two of just teaching, um, completing, say, about 1,000 to 1,500 hours of teaching, then you can move forward to 300-hour teaching because that is a lot more advanced. And then that is also a 1 month course, and post which you can then continue your teaching because that itself will change the way. So there are certain people who do it one shot where they have their 500-hour teacher, but that also depends on the amount of time the amount of time they are willing to put and how much of time they put in already. So it depends on their intensity.
So in terms of setting up a studio, right? Like what sort of initial investment should a person think about, like if they want to set up a studio?
So initially, I would say a really nice big mirror is something that you need because when it came to me, that helped when it came to online classes as well, even with my offline. So when I sit, say, facing the person and the mirror is behind me, they can also see what I'm doing at the back. They can see me in the front end, but they can also see me at the back. So even in my online classes, it's easier for them to see me. So a mirror is something that is very important, a nice big mirror. And then obviously your gadgets, you have a nice laptop or whatever. Those are your bigger expenses. Other than that, having a few extra yoga mats, along with that, having the yoga towels as well, because after each person I change the towel. It's like how you all change the bibs for each person, yeah. So it is also a form of hygiene because everybody's space is on the towel, and you don't know whose space, whose leg, who. So I do change the towels as well. So those are small things that it's not very expensive, but it had to be done. I had to get a certain number of towels, had to get a certain number of yoga. Now I've come to that point where there are people who send me yoga mats. Like I've done a few sessions with IKEA, so I have few of their yoga. And whenever things happen like that, there are people who send me certain things. So that helps. I did have a client who left to Dublin recently who left a few yoga towels. So that kind of helps. Yeah, other than this, a few of the instruments, the props, which was an expensive affair. So I took it 1 year at a time. So my sound healing instruments are a bit expensive. So it took me some time to procure that, and also I got a few of them from Mexico. So it did take time to come, and also was very, very, and also customs. So that was the rain stick that came from there. Then I have something called the ocean drum, which makes the sound of the ocean. The rain stick obviously sounds like the rain. Then I have 7 different sound bowls. It's basically that it matches with the frequency of us. And then I have 2 brass handmade sound bowls, which even though look very similar, but they have a very different decibel of sound. And I recently procured a crystal bowl, which is really like even people who like have probably listened to or done sound healing for the first time I've seen them quiver, like, like, oh, like, what is that? But, and also with children, it helps children as well. So I've done sessions with children as well. It's very cute because they'll all slowly open one eye and then people like, oh, what is that song she's making? And then they are very intrigued. But at the same time makes them, chill and relax and focused also, because I was very surprised actually to see that I thought kids would be, all over the place. They wouldn't really understand the whole thing, what I'm trying to put across. But surprisingly, they were way better than adults. Like, yes, in the beginning, they did, like, all this, like, trying to peep and see all of that. But once they knew what was happening, they were completely relaxed. And it was so nice to see that they were completely chilled, never having that 1 inch of, or one thing of being, holding yourself tight. Just to surrender and to just like relax. That was amazing to watch.
Great.
So yeah, so my sound healing stuff is like
Most
the most
expensive.
expensive out of the lot. So I'm very, very scared about that. So when I think of like Zen Yoga Shaila traveling, I'm like, oh my god, okay, how do I do this? Because I've seen my other friends' bowls, crystal bowls and stuff breaking. Oh, I don't know, and I need to figure that out.
So, it was wonderful talking to you and discussing a lot about this.
Thank you.
So,
thank you so much for calling me here. It was an honor for me because I have done a podcast in the past, but never like this, like in front of the person. I've done it online. But yeah, I mean, this is really something different. And I'm glad you all thought about me and did this with me. So yeah.
No. We always want to bring people from different calibers and sort of learn from them, and also put out the videos so that people who are watching it, they also try to, one is help you also where your brand is put out.
Yeah.
And second is they can learn something and sort of, try to reach out to you. So it was a great session and a lot of things learned from here. So I hope you enjoyed the time here.
Of course I did. Thank you, sir.
So guys, we will be putting the link of Ashrita and Zen Yoga Shaila. Do get in touch with her. She has a wonderful technique of teaching you various forms of yoga. It is going to help you all. So we will be dropping all the details. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next week.